Welcome back to Leeds Lately. This is going to be a match reaction to Leeds winning 4-0 at home against Oxford United. Before we get into that, though, make sure you go ahead and hit that button that's just disappeared. Yeah, look, 4-0 right before Christmas. We don't go top at Christmas, but we're as close as we can be. 4-0, really good for our goal difference. I think that puts our goal difference to plus 26, plus 27 or something at Christmas, which is really good, really impressive. And a lot of it's due to the fact we don't really concede goals at home. Let's do what we usually do. We'll talk about a little bit about Oxford United first. Oxford, look, they tried. They obviously have much inferior players to us. They had a few players who are a bit like championship ringers. They had Plaqueta, who's played for Swansea and Norwich, maybe just Norwich, I'm not sure. He's played for a few, and they had Josh McEachran, who used to play for Chelsea when he was in the youth. They had Volks, who I think used to play for Sheffield Wednesday, maybe something like that. Anyway, they had a few players basically, but they weren't really able to do anything. They tried to kind of sit back. Oh, hello. They tried to kind of sit back a little bit at times. They didn't really look like they had too much of a plan. And to be honest, they're in between managers. They've just got Gary Rowett as their first team manager. I would imagine a little bit of an uptick in performances after he comes in and gets settled in properly. For the moment, they had a caretaker manager taking over this game. They weren't very good. They didn't really manage to create any chances other than ones that were from set pieces where we'd given away needless fouls and things like that. So, look, they weren't very good, but we were really good. I think we could have been 2 or 3-0 up in the opening 10 minutes. As it was, we were 1-0 up at half-time. But again, the amount of chances we had, I think we had 22 shots, 8 on target. So with the amount of chances that we had in those early stages, we should have been putting more away, really. So it doesn't actually tell the full story of the game. I honestly think that we could have won 6, 7, 8-0 in this game. We just aren't very good at taking chances. But the first goal was really good. Solomon with a really mazy run down the left-hand side. Ball straight across the box. Corridor of uncertainty, which we love. Dan James finishing at the back post. Really good finish. Open goal. Had to put it in, but had to be there in the right place at the right time. Winger to winger. That's something that Daniel Farker will love, especially the fact that Dan James ran into that half space on the right-hand side where he wants his wingers to cut inside and go, perfectly positioned to go and finish that off. So that was a really good goal. Sometimes when there's been a game like this, I can't. It's difficult for me to instantly recall what all the goals were like. I know that Bogle scored. Bogle's goal was good as well. He played it. It was like a bit of a team goal, and it came down the right-hand side. A little bit of a 1-2 with Aronson. Came back to him, and he just slotted it past the goalkeeper. That's reminded me that Aronson scored. Solomon was running towards the goal. Actually, no, that was Piru who was running towards the goal through the middle. Road one challenge, played it into Aronson. Aronson slotted it past the goalkeeper. And then the final goal, Leeds came down the left-hand side. Ball was played into Solomon, who just smashed it past the goalkeeper with his left foot at the near post. So 4 decent goals, 4 good goals, nothing scrappy, all well worked. And look, I mean, standout players, Solomon, Aronson, Ampadu was back. Ampadu had a decent game as well. Give the ball away once or twice, but you can forgive him for that because he's obviously going to be a little bit rusty coming back into the game. But look, we were really good. We were really, really good. The pace was faster, I think. We created more chances. We were more dynamic in our counter-attacking. The way that we were able to move the ball was better and quicker. I think that's a combination of us being better, us playing at home, and a combination of Oxford being a worse opposition than some of the opposition that we have faced in recent weeks, like your Blackburns and your Prestons. So I do think that we played really, really well in this game, and it's a nice game to finish off just before we go into Christmas with a 4-0 win is really, really good to see. The game itself was so windy, especially in the first half. There was a lot of times where players weren't able to take free kicks or corners because every time they stepped back and left the ball rolled. And there was even a time where a steward had to hold the corner flag for Rothwell, which is not something I've seen before, because the corner flag was like at a 45-degree angle off the deck. So it's it was a very windy condition. So perhaps when the 49ers redevelop Elland Road, they can come up with a lid for it, because that might have helped in that situation. But look, Leeds were really, really good today. Strong, fast attacking football. Dan James was brilliant down that right-hand side again. And again, Dan James was everywhere. His ability to track back and just pop up somewhere where you didn't expect him to be and just make a tackle and clear the ball. And you go, hold on a sec, that's in the holding midfield area. That's in the left-back area. Sometimes he makes a tackle in the left-back area and then just runs back over to the right wing. And you're like, what are you doing? But it's brilliant. And there's the sort of stuff that Leeds fans love to see anyway. Look, next couple of games, we've got Stoke on Boxing Day, and that one is away. So let's go and win away. I'm not going to do it. I nearly did in the jungle, the mighty jungle then, but away and away. It would be nice to go and do that, to carry on this form after Christmas and to try to get to top spot in the new year, because I do think that Leeds, sorry, I just saw the dog in the background. I do think that Leeds are fully capable of winning this league, and I think in January, if we can pull out an Emi Buendia loan move, that could be curtains for the chasing pack. I really think that could be like the missing link here, because whilst we played really, really well today, there were still certainly moments where I saw Brendan Aronson, for example, really overhit a pass that would have gone perfectly through to Dan James. And if you have somebody who is a proper number 10, who has that weight of pass down to a T and that ability to pick a pass through a defence, you score a lot more goals and you get a lot more one-on-ones with the goalkeeper. We don't get that many one-on-ones with the goalkeeper, really. So I think having a number 10 like Emi Buendia, if we can get him on loan, it would be a fantastic move for us, because it would really allow us to kick on in terms of our chance creation, which we need to create a lot of chances because we aren't very good at taking them. So the more you take, the more likely you are to be able to score goals from them is kind of the takeaway from this. But even in this game, we managed to score 4. People were saying that Oxford's keeper kept them in it, and without him, it would have been 7 or 8-0. Yeah, there's an argument to be had for that, but I also think that the saves that he did make were pretty much straight at him, which is something that we've struggled with. Is most of our shots are straight down the keeper's throat. Ramazani had a header at the end where Dan James crossed it in, headed it straight at the goalkeeper. A lot of the shots later on in the game were straight at the goalkeeper, easy for him to just catch or fall on. So we've got to improve that. But look, 4-0, fantastic result for Leeds. 4-0 is more than you could ask for. That's going to be it. This is going to be the last video before Christmas. I'll be live on Boxing Day, so join me for that. But this is the last video before Christmas, so I won't see you before then. Have a great Christmas. Enjoy spending that time with your family. Forget about Leeds for a couple of days, and then we're straight back in on Boxing Day. So thanks for watching Leeds Lately, and I'll see you in the next one.